Multiple export metadata. As we saw last time, it's very easy to export multiple files from an Audacity project. But what if we need to have metadata in those exported files? We'll learn how in this edition of Stuart's Audacity Tips. This is one of those editions that will appeal to anyone who's using Audacity to digitize music, especially albums. But archivists and others may find it useful too. Share it far and wide. If you've ever exported to MP3 using Audacity, you've seen the metadata dialog that allows you to include information about the audio in the MP3 file. In Audacity 3.3 and before, this dialog popped up whenever export to MP3 was chosen, and the dialog included a checkbox labeled "Don't show this while exporting audio," in case you didn't want to be bothered by it every time you exported. That "Don't show" option isn't needed in Audacity 3.4 and later because the metadata dialog no longer pops up automatically when you export to MP3 or any other format that allows metadata. Instead, there's a button on the Export Audio dialog for Edit Metadata. And that button is also present when you use the Multiple Files option, as we explored last time. But there are some interesting differences in the Edit Metadata Tags dialog when you open it with multiple files selected. There are two buttons on the left and right with horizontal carets pointing left and right, respectively. Using these buttons moves through the set of files to be exported, allowing you to edit the metadata for each file before the multiple export is performed. And here's a tip to help you enter all those tags more quickly. Fill out the tags for the first file, then click on the Set Default button. Then, before you continue, click on Cancel to close the Edit Metadata Tags dialog, and click on Cancel to close the Export Audio dialog. Then select File, Export Audio from the main Audacity menu again, and select Multiple Files and Edit Metadata again. Now the tags you saved as defaults will operate on every file and will keep the track title and track number values intact. Note: in versions prior to 3.4, the Edit Metadata dialog is presented for each file in a multiple export in sequence with no ability to move forward and back among them. Once you click OK, the next file's metadata dialog is presented, and this continues for each file to be exported. When you click OK on the last file's metadata dialog, the export proceeds. Do you have an interesting use for Audacity's multiple export capability? Let me know. Hope this helps. I'm Stuart.